A couple of months ago, I did a tutorial on how to create a magazine style website with Cadence WP, and I got comments like this. Now, I totally understand the frustration of someone who does not own Cadence Pro or Blocks Pro, but that video was meant for people who own Cadence's products. So today I want to deliver this content to someone who wants to build a magazine style website for free on any WordPress theme and within 30 minutes. And we're going to build it up from scratch, step by step. Well, that's a lot of promise, I know, but I will make sure to deliver that to you. But before that, I hope you can smash that thumbs up button so that someone else who needs this content will get it. Anyway, I want to keep this video short as possible. I don't want to waste any of your time. My name is Jack. I do a lot of WordPress tutorials and online business content. So if you're interested in any of those topics, then subscribe and hit the bell notification. And let's go. Now, let's take a look at the site we are going to build. We're going to build a page like this where there is this grid. We're going to display articles from a specific category such as the finance category and the travel category. We're going to have a trending post section, a latest story section, which includes a pagination. And we have these cute little grids over here. So if you want to learn how to quickly create something like this, then let's get started, shall we? So today we will be building on this web page, and as you can see, this is a completely blank website, and on the left this is the WordPress dashboard of the website. So the first thing we gotta do is to add a free theme. Let's go to appearance and then let's select themes. Now let's click on add new, and over at the search bar, let's search for Blocksy. Now for people who have been following my channel because of the one Blocksy content I produced, I'm sorry that it took so long to produce the second content on Blocksy, and I promise I'll bring more of those to you. So anyway, let's install this theme and let's activate it. Now once activated, we want to delete all the other themes for housekeeping purposes. So let's click on theme details, delete, okay, and let's do the same for the rest. And we are done. Blocksy is the only theme that we have installed. Now let me refresh the website and see how it looks. So this is the blank install for Blocksy. The next thing a magazine theme needs is content. And what I have for you is I have these dummy content for you to download and use if you want to follow along. And I've also prepared some images for you. So if you want to follow along, the link is in the description. Once you click it, you get the content here as well as the images used on this tutorial. So now on the WordPress dashboard, let's go to post and add new. Let's copy the header, copy the content. Let's click on this post and then let's go to categories. Because this is a completely new website, we have to create new categories. Like for your website, if you're in the sports niche, you may have a baseball category, a basketball category, a soccer category. It's really up to you. Just use your imagination and logic while you're following along this tutorial. So over here, I'll put it as health and then I'll add category. And then for the featured image, this is very important because all magazine websites have nice images drawn from the featured image of the post. So let's click on this. If you need to upload an image, you need to click on select files and you can select whatever image you want from your computer. But for my case, I've already uploaded them. So I'll just go to the media library and I'll select this, put the alt text and set featured image. And we are basically done for this. Let's publish this. And our first article is up. Basically, I have 11 more articles I need to publish, so I will fast forward the process. Feel free to pause this video if you're following along. And here we go. And we are done. I've published 12 articles, 3 of each in one category. There are a total of 4 categories. Let's go to the site, refresh and see how it looks right now. This is how it looks. It is quite decent to me. And now let's design the header. Okay, so now let's design a header of the website. Over at the WordPress dashboard, let's go to appearance and then let's click on customize. Now once here, let me expand this out a little bit so that we can see the desktop view. Right, let's do some basic setup first. Let's go to general, and if we go to layout, this maximum site width basically controls how wide your content is. Can't actually see this, but let me maximize this. So as you can see, this basically controls the spacing of your content. Your content is this area over here. So the width I would set will probably be around 1295. And the content area spacing, as you can see, that's what it controls. I'll leave it at 50. And then let's go back again, and let's go to header. Now what I want is a button over here. So as you can see, these are the elements you can add to your header. If I click on the button and drag it to the place where I want it, right beside the search icon, which is over here, you'll see the button here. And if I want to customize the button, I'll just need to click on this button and the settings will be displayed. Now, because this is a magazine site, I would presume that you need a button for your user to subscribe. I want the size of the button to be medium, and let's go to the design. The button color, I want it to be red, something like this. And if I hover, I want it to be red as well, but a little darker. This is how it looks like. Now there's this hover effect. If you want to keep it, it looks cool, that's totally fine. But if you want to remove it, let's go back again, go to general, and under buttons, we have this hover effect. If you toggle it off, you'll see that the shadow is gone. But I really like this hover effect, so I'll keep it. Next, let's add a logo. Let's go back again, let's go to header. And over here we have a logo, which is represented by this My WordPress. And to edit this, you can either click on this, or you can just click on the logo. Over here, I want to add an image, so I will select logo. And this is the image. I'll put in the title and the alt text, and let's select this. So the logo is added, but I don't want this My WordPress to appear. So this is the site title. We want to change this site title, even if we are not displaying it. Otherwise, if you look at this, customize My WordPress, this is the site title. And if somebody visits your site, they will see this My WordPress. So that's not what we want. We want it to be the name that you want your site to have. I'll remove it by toggling this off, and the site tagline, I will change this to something else as well. Again, this will be reflected here when someone visits your website, so you want to change it, even if you're not displaying it. Now, I want a logo to be a little bigger, so let's say it is around 60 pixels, and I want the logo to be in the middle. So over at the main row, let me click and drag it to the middle. And here we go. Now I need to add a menu. Over at the main row, let's click on menu 1. And because this is a totally blank website, I'll need to create a new menu. So let me click on this and let me create a new menu. Let's say it is main right. I'll select this and I will create the menu. For this, I want to display all the categories. So I'll expand these categories and I'll select all and add to menu. And then I will save it. And while we are here, let me create a new menu. Let's call this main left. And for this, I will select menu 2 and the mobile menu. Let me create it. And I'll add some custom links. And since we don't have any other pages on this website, I will just add a hashtag for now. But once you have developed your content, you can always change this URL to the page where you want this menu item to redirect to. And then for the link tags, I'll put about us. Let's add this. Let's create another. Let's say this is advertise with us. And let's create one more. Let's say this is right for us. And let's add to it. Save it. And let's close this off. Over at the theme customizer, let's publish it first so that all the previous amendments will be saved. And then let's refresh it so that the menus will be displayed. Now let's go to the header. As you can see, this menu has already been displayed. Now let's click on menu number 2 and let's drag it to the left. And here we go. Now, if you want to change how this menu looks, all you need to do is just to click on this menu element. And over here, you can select the different designs and styles. So type number 2 will look like this. If you don't like the green color, you can just click on design. You can change this color to maybe red. And for the hover color as well, you can change it to red. So it will look like this. And if you want type number 3, it will look like this, or maybe like this. It's really up to you. If you like to stretch your menu, you can do this, but it doesn't look nice. And since we have decided on this design, we need to customize the same for the menu on the right. So let's click on menu 1. Let's select type number 4 and let's go to design. Let's change the color to red. This hover color to red as well. And there we go. Now it looks nice and even. The next thing we want to do is to optimize this header for mobile. So if you look to the bottom left, you can see this responsive view of the website. Let's click on the mobile view. This is not really impressive, so I'll place the logo to the middle. For the trigger, I want to bring it to the left. And let's head back a little. Let's drag a button to the right. And there we have it. If we click on this trigger, this is simply the off canvas menu as you can see over here. So let's click on this. And if we click on design, because currently as we hover, the color is not matching the brand color of the website, which is red. So the font color, let's put this as red as well. Let's publish this. Let's refresh this page. And as you can see, this is the mobile and tablet view. And if I expand this out, I think this looks great enough. Now there's one more thing I would like to change for this website, which is the font. Because currently the website is using a default font from the theme. Let me close this up. And if we go back and back again, let's go to typography. This system default, I want to change this to Poppins. It's really up to you what font you want, but I really like this font. And this is the font I use for most of my websites. Let's publish this. And as we refresh, you'll see the website looking like this. And we're basically done with the header section. The next section is going to be very interesting because this is where I will put all the magazine layouts. So let's go. Now by default, the WordPress homepage is a block row, and for our case, it looks like this because of the Blocksy theme. So we want to change this into a page where we can edit. Let's head over to the theme customizer and click on this X. So we'll go back to the WordPress dashboard. And then let's go to pages and add new. Now for this page, we'll name it as maybe home or whatever. It doesn't really matter as long as it makes sense to you. And the next thing we're going to do is to publish this blank page. Now don't worry that it is a blank page. We'll be adding elements to it later on. And there is a reason for me to publish the blank page. So let's head back to the WordPress dashboard by clicking this WordPress logo. Next, we want to go to settings and select reading. And for your homepage displays, let's select a static page. And then for the home page, let's select this homepage we have just created. Now, if we haven't published that blank page, this will not show. And that's why we need to publish that first. So let's select this and let's save changes. Now let's go back to the pages, all pages. And this page we've just created has become a front page. The next thing we want to do is to edit this. And if we go to the live page and refresh this, you will see that your homepage is completely blank with the header you have just created. Now it's time to put the magazine elements to it. And don't blink because it is only going to take me a few seconds for me to complete the page we've talked about. Don't believe me? Let me show you. Let's go to home and edit this page. Let us first hide this home title by going over to the Blocksy page settings. Under page title, we want to disable this. And let's update so that we can see this home gone. Now there is something really important for us to do, which is to install a Gutenberg block plugin. Let's head to the WordPress dashboard. This time I will open it in a new tab. And then let's go to plugins and add new. And over at the search bar, let's search for a free plugin called PostX. And this is the plugin we need. Let's install this and activate. And when we are done, let's go back to the page and refresh. Now here's where the magic happens. Once you have installed the PostX plugin, there will be a button called Block Library. Click on this. And as you can see, there are a lot of layouts over here, but most of them are the pro version. But what we want is the free version, and we have 3 layouts over here. And depending on which you like, you can just import it to your website. And voila, everything is done for you in seconds. And let me update this so that you can see how it looks like on the live page. And here you go. This is the tablet version of the website. It looks really neat, and even for the pagination, it doesn't scroll to the top. It stays at the latest stories where the pagination is. And if you want to change the text for this, all you need to do is to go over to the WordPress editor and change this text. And as you update, here we go. And by default, it will have this latest stories. You have the trending posts. These are configured for you by default. Now you can even control what you want to display on your page. For example, over here, there is this trending post, but I don't want to have a trending post here. All I want is a section for finance. So all we need to do is to click on this block. As you can see over here at the bottom left, the post grid number 1 block is selected, and that is represented by this outline over here, all the way to this section. And if you want to change this to maybe our finance articles, let's click on this gear for the settings of this block. Over here, you can see that you can select the design tab. For the free version, you only have one layout. The other versions over here, they are for the pro versions, as well as the ready-made designs. These are all for the pro versions. And let's go to settings. You can see over here, there are a lot of things that you can configure. You can hide the heading. You can display or hide the title of the post, as well as the excerpt, category, meta, images. You can even have a read more if you want to. Or you want to add a filter for your audience to show whatever they want. You can do that as well. Or you can add a pagination. You can align your text center. I prefer it to be aligned left. And for the content you want to display, let's go to query. We want to select post. And for the category, we want to select finance. And remember, we only have 3 articles in the finance category. These are all displayed here. Or if you happen to use tags on your articles, you can display whatever post that has the specific tag. In general, whatever you want to customize for the grid, they are all here. For example, the meta position, which is this little section here, where it shows the author name and the post date or whatever. Currently, it is fixed at the bottom. You can bring this to the top as well, so it will look like this. You can select the style, for example, no icon, and the little icon is gone. You can select style number 2. You can just play around with this, honestly. And you can even configure this separator here. Currently, it is a dot. Now we can turn it to a slash or a double slash. Honestly, every single detail over here can be edited. Even the meta. Here are all the stuff you can add into it. You can even change the color. Let's say it is red. But this is too bright, so maybe a maroon color will look nicer. Or if you don't really like what you have just selected, you can just refresh the setting. And then for the spacing, if we turn this up, you can see that the spacing between each meta element has changed. And what's really cool is that you can even switch to all these responsive view. Normally, most Gutenberg block plugins will only have 3 responsive views, but for PostX there are 4, which includes the laptop version, which is quite awesome. You can change the padding and margin for this meta. There are really a lot of things you can customize, even for the category, which is this little tag here. You can put this over image, which is what we are having now. You can put it top right, at the bottom of the image, above the title, or in the middle of the image. We can set the background color and hover for this, but right now it's looking great, so I will not change this. The border radius is basically this curve over here. So for example, if I want to change it to 20, at the top you can see there's a curve over here, but it's too much. Maybe just 5 is enough. And if one corner is 5, the others have to follow as well, right? So let's click on this, let's log it, and when we change one of it, all of the border radius will change as well. And if you want more space between the text and the borders, let's log this up and put maybe 20. You see that there are a lot more space between the text and the borders, but this is a bit much. So let's just put 5 and this looks just fine. And you can even customize the image. If you want to overlay, you can do that. You see, there are so many things you can play around with, which I think is really awesome. Now, I really like the multicolor because it looks really cool, so I'll keep this. And what happens if I want to add another categories of articles? Let's say I want to display the travel articles. So let's click on this post grid block, make sure that the post grid layer is selected, and let's go over to options. Let's copy this. Let's scroll down. Right at the bottom, as we hover, we'll see that we can add a block. Let's do that. Let's add a paragraph first, and let's right click and paste it there, so that all the settings and everything for the previous block we have selected will be copied over here. And all you need to do is to click on this block and go over to settings, select query, and let's change the taxonomy value to travel. And we'll see all the travel articles here. Let's change this to travel. Let's update, refresh. And we can see that this is the section we have just created. This displays our finance articles. and this displays our travel articles. I don't know about you, I really feel that the PostX Gutenberg blog plugin is the best plugin for you to create magazine style websites. Not only about the templates, you can put whatever section, for example this or this or this, into any articles of your website. So let's say I want to customize this article and I want to add some magazine layout on this blog post. Let's go back to the WordPress dashboard by clicking on this WordPress logo. Let's go to posts, all posts. Let's select this investment strategies for a tight budget. Let's edit this. Over at the live page, let's click on this to see how it looks right now. And this is how it looks like. It's plain text and nothing else. Let's spice up this post. Let's say maybe after this Ananis Nin, I want to add some magazine layout here. So over here at the WordPress editor, let's hit enter. Let's add blog, browse all. And these are all the blogs you can add from PostX. There is this post list number 3. Number 4, we have a slider, we have post grid 1. The best thing about this is they show you a preview of what you're going to add to your page. Let's say this, which is really nice. Or what about this? These are also cool. I'm having a hard time choosing this. And let's say I want to put this in because I really like this. But let's change the header to this. And because this is drawing articles from another category, which we don't want, let's click on settings, make sure this layer is selected. Let's go to settings, query, taxonomy value, let's select finance. And here we go. Let's update this, refresh. And the cool thing about this is that they remove the article you're on. Because over at the preview, you can see this investment strategies for a tight budget. And because we are on the same article, it is not displayed on this page, which is intuitive. The creators have put a lot of thought into this. And this is awesome. Now I realized something. You see there is this green text here and this green post comment button. And if I highlight some text, it will be green as well, which doesn't match the theme of this website. So let me customize this quickly. Let's head back to the WordPress dashboard. And then under appearance, let's select customize. And over at the general options, there is this colors here. This is the global color palette. What we want to do for color 1, let's change this to red. I should have done this much earlier on. And color number 2, which usually is the hover color, let's turn this red as well, but a little darker. And let's publish this, refresh, and let's see how it looks right now. You see all the link becomes red. As we highlight the text, it becomes red. And all this text and buttons here becomes red as well. Now, one more cool thing I want to mention about the PostX Gutenberg blogs, which is by default, the PostX blogs are mobile optimized. So let's say if we go to the main page, this is how it looks like. And everything here is all optimized for mobile, which is amazing, don't you think? There is not much you need to care about. If you want to customize the mobile view, they have the option for you as well. Now, I promise I will show you how to easily create a magazine style website for free on any WordPress theme in record time, and I think I have delivered on that promise. Forget about buying a magazine theme that restricts you to the layouts of the theme and just use a free theme like Blocksy together with PostX and you can create amazing magazine layouts with just a few simple clicks. Now, if you want something more, let's say you want to customize your category pages such as this. This is the default category page and there is no way for you to customize this page other than the settings the WordPress theme provides. So if you want your category pages to have the magazine elements to it, it is not possible unless you invest some money in it. There are two options. Number one is to pay for the premium Blocksy theme that will provide you with the ability to hook any elements on any pages such as the category pages. But if you don't like the Blocksy theme, you can try GeneratePress or Cadence. Number two, you can just upgrade the PostX plugins to the Pro version and that will take care of the category pages for you. I want to show you how this works, but I want to do it in another video to discover all the Pro features together. But if you want to check it out yourself, you can use this link and I've included a 10% discount code in the description, which will expire in 15 days from the date this video is published. So it's important for you to get it as soon as possible before it expires. It is not expensive anyway, so go check it out. And in case you're late and you're watching this video a few months down the road and the discount code is expired, don't fret about it. I've included another link in the description for you to subscribe to my email list where I will send you notifications when new discounts are available. Anyway, thank you for watching this video, and again for Blocksy users, hang tight, there'll be more content on Blocksy for you. Stay cool, stay awesome, and stay safe.